How's it going, everybody? In today's video, I want to discuss a little bit about me and how I've maintained a good GPA for the last two years at an ABET accredited university in electrical engineering technology, while also working almost a full-time job at the same time. So there was one semester that I was taking 18 credit hours, which is max credit hours without getting overcharged more on tuition. So I was doing like full time being a full time student, taking a lot of credit hours, a lot of classes, while also working about 30 hours a week. So I'm working 30 hours a week while taking 18 credit hours. That means I'm doing about 48 hours a week or so, because I think 18 credit hours means you should be putting like 18 extra hours. Every credit hour should be an hour you should put into classes and studying per week, I think is how it goes. So it's a pretty busy schedule overall, not to mention you also have to go to classes, so it's actually more than that. More than 48 hours, probably more like 60. But yeah, it wasn't too terrible for the reasons that I'm going to discuss here. And there's some tips I can give you guys if you're going to be in a similar situation or already are. I'll be going in my third year, and my GPA for my major is a 3.7, and my overall GPA is a 3.5. Those are pretty good by my standards, that is, and it's an ABET accredited university. So I go to Michigan Technological University, if anybody's wondering where I go. That's the university I decided to go to. It's in the state that I live in, and it's a pretty good university for what I'm going into. So, how I would maintain a good GPA while also working a lot of hours, the first thing I would like to say is that you're going to have to learn to fail a lot, because when you're taking a lot of credit hours and working a lot of hours, your time management is going to need to be really good. That's the first thing. But if it's not, you're going to fail a lot. And even if your time management is good, you're still going to fail a lot. That's a big reason you go to college, is to fail in college so that you can learn before you go into industry. I don't know if a lot of people do take that way of thought with it, but that's how I've thought about it. And if you were to go into it without thinking you're going to fail, then you're not going to, it's not for you. If you don't like failing, I don't think going as a full-time student and working is not a good idea for you, because you're going to fail a lot more working while being a student. So just get used to failing and learning to learn better, because the better that you can learn, the more options you're going to have that you're going to see later in life. If you can learn to learn faster, then when there's like opportunity, you're going to see it quicker than somebody who hasn't. So the next thing that everybody should probably be doing, but especially if you're a student and working, is eat better. If you're eating processed stuff all the time, you're not eating like whole foods, and you're just eating processed food all the time, that high sugar stuff of that nature, you're not going to feel the best, and it's not going to help you when you're sitting there trying to study in class or out of class, or trying to focus on getting a task done. It's not going to help you. The best thing to do would probably be eating a lot more protein if you can. That will help in a lot of different ways. And drinking more water. I mean, both those things will help you a lot. Getting your proper vitamins, and so just focus on your health. Everybody's got a specific diet that's meant for them. You should talk to your doctor about that. But if you figure that out, a lot of other things in life become easier. A thing that also ties into that is really focus on that during your finals exams and midterm exams, because if you can do that during your exam time, you're well off then. You can probably slack off a little bit during like other periods during the semester, but when it comes to exams, really tie into all these little habits as much as you can, and it will help you big time. Exams can be up to like 30% of your grade, so I wouldn't, or even 50%. So I wouldn't screw around with exams. I would really try to be as healthy as you can when you're doing them. Then don't be like partying the day before or anything stupid like that. It's not worth it. So yeah, if you eat better, you're more likely to do better in anything in life. So, and I'm also going to say that same thing with working out. If you work out during any period of time in your life, you're going to feel better during that period of time in life. It might not feel good at first, but after a while, you'll start to feel better. It takes time, like most things in life, and anything good in life takes time. So you have to put the work in order to receive the benefits. So if you can, that goes with the exam time too. If you can work out around exam time, then your brain is going to be more functional at those times. It's going to be more optimal for the exam, be open, and you're not going to be crowded with all these thoughts in your mind. Your brain's going to be able to get all the bad chemicals out and help you a lot more. Another thing I would say is you're going to want to study at least about 2 hours a day, 2 weeks before the exam. So for every class you have, I'd say study about 2 hours for the exam 2 weeks prior to it. So let's say you have 3 exams that are coming up in 2 weeks. You're going to want to put 6 hours or 9 hours in, 6 hours in per week for 3 exams. Or per day, per day. So you want to put 6 hours a day of studying for 2 weeks prior to the exam. And that will help you a lot more than, because if you learn closer to the exam, you're more likely to retain the information instead of gradually prolong. Like, you can slack off a little bit at the beginning of the year. It's not good to do that, but if you slack off a little bit at the beginning of the year, don't worry, because you can just pick up pace towards the exam time. 2 weeks prior, if you put in this amount of time, you're more than likely going to get at least a B, an A. So just put that into perspective, and if you think about it and try it one time and it helps you, there you go. It's a good tip, just to study about 2 weeks before more than you were before. Another thing that can help you with maintaining a good GPA is probably having good friends that support you and don't support the material you have. So a lot of people will find friends that really drag them down in life, and they don't really notice it until it's too late. Try not to gravitate towards people who are gravitational towards material things, because then they're more likely to be more materialistic around your things and not around, like, if people focus on material so much and not so much as for people, then they're probably not going to be the best friend. They might be a good investor or something of that nature, but the best people for friendship are going to be people who actually are there for you, trying to support you, see you go up in the world, and not like take stuff from you, or like say, like, they won't support the material things as much as they'll support the accomplishments you have in life. So gravitate towards those types of people. It's hard to do that, but when you're in college, there's so many different types of people that if you're actually going to college or already in college, if you just go out there and find some people around you, you'll find at least a couple good people eventually. Within the 4 years or however many years you spend at college, it's definitely gonna pay off if you go and talk to people and find the right friends. So, and don't stick to everybody. Not many people are actually good friends, so, but when you do find them, it's gonna be well worth it. This will be like the last thing I'm gonna add for this video if you were to not go outside at all or do anything of that nature, you're going to be very isolated. You're going to feel very lonely all the time. So make sure you go outside probably about 2 hours a day. That you don't have to be outside 2 hours a day, like directly outside, but just go outside of your place, your dorm, your apartment, wherever it is, and experience the world, because not many people are seeming to do that as much anymore, especially with technology. Obviously, it's just not good for the human brain. So it's not going to help you study, and it's not going to help you when you go to work. So I would definitely suggest going outside at least 2 hours a day, doing something. Mark a time on your every day of the week or something where you go outside. In the morning or at night would probably be the best. Morning especially, so you can wake up. Getting that early morning sun is very good for your brain to wake up. It's part of your circadian rhythm and stuff. So if you can do that, then you're more set to get a good GPA in college while also working almost full time. So those are some tips that I had for this video. If any of this helps you or was like decent information, leave a comment or whatever. And yeah, I appreciate you watching, and see you guys next time.